Hit him with it.
What color is it supposed to be?
What do you mean what color is
What do
supposed
you
to be?
mean? What?
We're on the Banter, aren't we? Welcome into the Banter, everybody. It's funny because we
Hit him with it,
changed
Silas.
the colors to
What
blue.
color is it supposed to be?
Green.
Oh, okay.
Are you new here?
Are you nude here?
I do feel naked.
Seriously? Silas. Did it actually?
There we
Oh.
I do feel naked. Let me tell you why.
Well, today we're going to talk about naked Silas,
Wait,
race
no,
cars, fast food, and everything
Wait,
in between. But
let
first,
Silas tell us why.
we got to
he
get
feels-
into the ad first.
Okay, I can't wait to find out why.
He's not
Silas
wearing
feels
headphones.
naked. Oh,
Am I right?
wow!
Let's
you
get
really,
into the ad read.
You
Let's
really
get in-
took away all the anticipation.
Let's get into
there,
the
Trev.
ad read. We got a word from our friends. Are you tired of constantly receiving spam phone calls to the point where you don't even bother answering your phone anymore? I know I have this issue. My phone is constantly blowing up. It'll say unknown number. Who is that? I don't know. You keep blocking them. It doesn't matter. They always pop up. Well, data brokers are actually making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live. Well, today's sponsor, Aura, can identify brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. Let Aura handle it for you. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats that you can't see. It's really easy to set up, so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. You can either let people continue to exploit and profit off your private information, or you can go to aura.com/foundationdiscgolf to start your 2-week trial, also linked down in the description. Thanks again to Aura for sponsoring this video. Let's hop back into it.
Okay, the reason why I said that is exactly what Trevor said. Trevor, you spoil all the fun, and you're a bad person. I'm not wearing any headphones, and so I can't hear you or Konner.
You
Why
can't
don't you
hear
go get
us?
your headphones?
No, I can't hear you.
Why don't you just go get your
Dude,
headphones?
when I'm like 40, I swear I'm going to have a dent in my head.
I
Because
know.
I wear headphones probably 5 hours of the day. At least.
That's at least.
At least
at
5
least.
hours of every 5 days a week for pretty much every week for the past 1 year.
You can get a dent in your head, but it pops back out. It's like the top of your head there is like a soft spot. And like if you see streamers, like if you do wear headphones long enough, you can actually get a slight dent in your head, but it pops back out.
I'm not going to have a
That's gonna
dent
be
in my
me.
head, I don't think, but I definitely feel like where the headphones touch my beard, like,
It's gonna rub from friction.
yeah, what if there's just like not going to be hair there?
Oh.
Do you have on your legs where like your tall socks go? Do you have like your hair is like worn down right there?
Well,
I don't
it's
really
just,
wear
it's
much
just
tall
not standing
socks
up.
anymore.
I wear tall socks every day.
Every day.
But my hair under that, it just flops. It's not poofy.
You know, sock length was an interesting thing back in. No, I'm the same way. I have a lot of leg hair, so like it'll just be matted down.
Yeah. You just gotta fluff it back up.
Sock length is an interesting thing. You
comb
talk
it.
about fashion and like all the things that go in and come back, and like right now in fashion, there's a lot of things coming back that we swore would never come back.
Yeah.
And one of the things that when I think of things that should never come back, because like some of the stuff when I first heard it was coming back, I was like, ugh. But it's like, okay, I get it, I guess. Like, it's fine. But long socks, like when I was in middle school,
Like the Nike Elites.
it was a status thing. It wasn't as much of a fashion thing as it was a status thing. Like just wearing tall white or black. Like at
No,
one
I
point,
think it's still
first
a
it was
thing.
the black Nike socks. Then
the Elites.
and like the Nike Elites were part of that.
It's still, it's still a thing. Like middle schoolers
Are they still doing that?
Still
Yeah.
wear like gym shorts with their
with like tall.
basketball
With the
shoes and tall socks.
Yeah.
Really, they're still doing that, huh?
Yeah, they are still doing it.
I guess that is one that never did
it's
transcend
a middle school style. It's a middle school style.
Yeah, like that never really transcended that. So
Yeah.
that's good. Because like there are certain like ankle socks I feel like with wearing shorts are always going to look better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have one pair of ankle socks. and
You have one pair of ankle
Yeah.
socks?
Yeah.
Wow.
One, dude.
Just
Yeah,
because
up your
I don't know.
game.
I just
They're not as practical.
Well, no, here's the thing. Whenever Silas wears long socks with shorts, I never notice.
because your legs are so
Because his
long.
legs are so
That
long.
is a good point.
Oh.
That is true.
Because I never
noticed
think that
either.
it looks weird on you. I don't even think about it.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I guess my legs are a little longer.
A little.
Yeah, more than a little.
What do you mean?
My guy.
Well,
It's a
no,
lot
they're
longer.
a little longer.
A lot longer. If
They're
you're
No.
thinking of-
multiple. You're like
Think about how many.
you're like
ants
7
that
inches
is.
taller than me.
I know, but it's body proportionally. Like my torso
Yeah,
is
but-
probably a little longer.
No, I got a crazy torso.
Yeah, I've got like a heck of torso.
We'll measure our legs, and then
I
we'll
bet-
see.
I've got a short torso. What do you guys got? I got a short torso, long legs. What do you got?
No, I'm pretty sure
think I'm
I'm
pretty
actually pretty
average.
balanced. My brother is taller than me by like 2 or 3 inches, but he has a really long torso. So his legs and my legs, like our hips meet.
Yeah.
And then he just extends above that. Like
I think
it's
my
I've got a friend
my
like that.
arms, I think, are a little small for my height.
not good for disc golf, man. You got to have that ape
Yeah.
index. You got to have those long arms.
Hmm?
It's everything. Long arms, man.
Why does that matter?
Throwing that
Slinging,
thing.
better for
Slinging
I
that
slinging.
guess
frisbee.
more centrifugal force.
Ooh,
Oh,
good word.
Silas.
Big sigh.
Define centrifugal.
Centrifugal.
Spell it.
CENTRIFICIAL. Centrifugal.
Now define it.
Centrifugal.
Now
Is
it's
there such a thing as a
actually
definition.
It's
B?
actually pronounced. It's actually spelled SIN, trifical.
Really?
And
Are you
it's-
sure?
Yes, and it's whenever you sin in the presence of a trifical.
Oh.
No, you spelled it
No,
right. That was really
centrifugal
good.
when you.
Wait, it could be. Did you say CIN? It definitely could be CYN.
No, it's not.
I think it's CIN.
It could be CIN.
I mean,
It might
yeah,
be
it could be.
CEN. It's probably CEN.
Oh,
I think it is
central.
centrifugal. Yeah.
Centrifugal.
It's probably CEN.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Are we?
CENTRIFUGAL.
Oh.
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal.
There's a G in there?
It's centrifugal.
Yeah, there's centripetal and centrifugal.
Wow. That's crazy,
I think
dude.
I think that blows my mind every once in a while. Remind me, did you get your water bottle at Sam's Club?
My Owala? Yes, sir, I did.
They don't have them anymore.
Dang. They
And I
had
was
two,
all excited.
they had a 2-pack
I know.
for $28.
Ah,
Yep.
It's a good
so
deal.
frustrating. We just got into Sam's Club. We finally got into the Kingdom, and they
Those
don't have
water
that deal
bottles are the
anymore.
best, too. I don't even
They're so
have one, and they're the
cool.
best.
A Walla.
They're great.
Straw, you got sip.
Now that I got
You got
fridge
double
water, it's a
wall?
big deal. I gotta tell you, Silas, I think I told Trevor this story about how I fixed my fridge water, but let me tell you about
This
it,
is
okay?
crazy.
No.
So-
Yeah,
Not
keep
the
going.
hot water thing. Well, I'm going to fill
okay.
everybody on the Banter in.
Okay.
So
please.
I move into our house, and we're like, "Oh, sick! Our fridge has
He's
water."
talking about Konner and I's house.
Yes. I'm like, "Oh, sick! Our fridge has water. That's gonna change everything." So
Yeah.
we drink the water. It's gross. It's nasty water. It's not good.
What
And
do you mean? Like there's stuff in it?
It
or
tastes
just
like
tastes weird?
a
It
public
tastes like-
pool.
yeah, like a
it tastes like a
pool.
chlorine.
Yummy,
Chemicals.
yummy, yummy.
Gross.
So I'm like looking into it a little bit. So I order new filters as a normal person would. I change the filter, and then I do what it says on the package. I filter out the water of the filter.
Are you still drinking this water as you're finding all this out?
No.
Okay,
We're
good.
not drinking any of this water.
That's
We're
great.
we're just going through Chick-fil-A and getting large cups of water very frequently. Because
you
Chick-fil-A
would,
is
as
right
you
next
would.
to our house. And
As
so
you
we
would.
go to bed at night, and Gabby's like, I'm thirsty. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go to
You gotta
Chick-fil-A.
go to Chick-fil-A.
because I
Why
knew
don't you just buy bottled water?
because I was always thinking I'm gonna like the water's gonna be fixed.
It felt like you were doing a temporary fix over and over.
Yeah,
again. I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
there. I've been there.
So I didn't want to like go like finally give in and buy a 24-pack of water bottles because I was just like we're like I'm
$3.
gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
It costs like one Chick-fil-A water.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're free.
Yeah, they're free.
Yeah, that is a good
Free.
point.
Yeah, but
You're
I
not-
mean,
But I mean, if you're at Chick-fil-A,
it's
you're
not-
not
gotta get a
just
cookie
getting
every
a
time.
water.
Like-
you're
Good
not
point.
just getting a
Yeah,
water.
no.
No way.
getting a
who
nugget.
would?
Getting a little nuggy with it.
so I replaced the filter and it says to filter out like 2.5 gallons of water through the new filter to like get it going properly.
That's a lot.
And I'm
Gotta
filtering
clear
it.
out the reservoir.
I'm
Is
filtering
there a
it.
reservoir?
I'm filtering it and
Refrigerates it.
I'm filtering it, and the water is steaming. Like, actual steam is coming off of the water, and it's, like, piping hot. And
So it's just hot water.
It's hot water, yes. So I'm like, why
Well, at first
is the
it wasn't
water?
hot. It was just
well,
dirty
because it was
stuck in the reservoir from
Yeah.
before. Now it's filtering into the new
now it's
supply,
hot.
which is hot.
Yes. And so I am like, why is my fridge water hot? I go under the house
awesome.
and I follow the
Yellow
like the
Road.
PEX piping, and sure enough, straight from the fridge is piped right into the hot water line. And I'm like, that's interesting that they would choose to do that. Somebody made the conscious decision to do that. They're right next to each other. The hot and the cold water right there next to each other, running parallel. And they just,
Parallel.
They did the red one. The red one was hooked up.
they're both white. But I ran all the way back, and it was the fridge was piped into the hot water heater. So I was drinking.
Maybe they drank a lot of tea. That is true. Here's the thing you're not considering.
I'm
is
not considering it. You're correct.
They could have just been like, listen, we don't really care. Like, we don't drink water really ever, but we drink a lot of tea and instant coffee and hot chocolate. And so we just
And
want a hot
ramen
water
noodles.
dispenser. It's like the people that get water fountains with like fruit punch coming out of it.
But like you would have to filter the cold water out before you got to the hot water. So you'd be like, I'm ready
That
for
is
my
a good
tea,
point
and
because
you'd
it
have to get a
refrigerates
bucket
it.
out, and then.
Good
So I
point.
don't think that's it. I don't think but yeah. Anyway, there's also a I figured out, which I told you guys this before as well. But the hose on the right side of my house was also hooked up to the hot water, and so it was just like piping hot water coming out. Like you couldn't touch the hose. Once the hose had been running for 15 seconds, you couldn't hold onto the hose because it was so hot.
That's awesome.
Stupid people.
Yeah, it's stupid. So
I mean, how do you mess that up?
so I eventually I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna just pipe it into the correct water line. And so I cut the PEX and everything, and put a little tea in there, and then put like a little thing, and blah 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 blah.
So you're a plumber now.
I fixed
Yeah,
it.
it sounds like he's a plumber
big
now.
big plumber guy. Well, there's also a special tool you need for the clamps.
Did you have some plumber's crack?
I've never done plumber's crack. So there's a special tool. There's a special tool that you need to crimp the clamps for the PEX piping. And I was at Lowe's buying the stuff.
They're expensive.
And the guys that's like helping me is like, well, you're gonna need this tool. And I look over, I'm like, $96. I'm like, why am I gonna spend
Really as cheap as
$96
they
on
get?
this at Lowe's? Yes, it's
Is
the
it-
only one they had.
Is it like a
insane.
specialized thing?
It's like basically so you can get as much force behind it. It's just a pair of pliers, basically.
Yeah.
But the way that it's like
What are they called?
has the different
I want to see
things.
what they look like.
Probably
like PEX pliers.
PEX clamp pliers or something like
Maybe
that.
I wonder if it's different for PEX versus copper.
Well, just be clear on Amazon
Well,
they have them. On Amazon they have them for like $15.
Oh.
Just like
Oh.
no. But I want to do this today. So I told this guy, I was like, okay, is there a way that I can like get around like using that?
That thing.
They have a 3/8 to 1 inch PEX tool and it's $65.
Yeah, wow, that's
So
crazy.
like there, yeah, it's expensive.
What are you looking at that on?
That's on Lowe's website.
Well, that might not be in store though, because their website doesn't have like isn't all.
It's in
store.
Madison Heights.
Interesting. Is it a cutter or a clamp tool?
It is a PEX tool it's a clamp tool.
Okay.
But I mean, $65. Your point stands.
Yeah,
Or
I
really,
promise you.
It looks like just a
Yeah,
pair of
I
pliers.
would
Yes,
be-
it
I
looks
would
like
be
a,
thinking
it
I
looks
would
like a
be
pair of
spending-
bolt cutters.
Yeah,
it looks
it
like a pair
shouldn't
of
be
bolt
more
cutters.
than $30.
Yeah.
your
So
point
anyway,
stands.
I'm at Lowe's. I promise you, I looked everywhere. $96. The numbers burned into my brain.
Hey,
and
a lot of
I was
money.
like, "Do you guys have any other ones?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Is there like another way to do it?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay. Well, thank you." Because I'm just trying to shoo him away because I'm going to walk out with those clamps. Oh, I'm going to buy them, of course, but I'm not going to buy the pliers because I'm like, I can figure out a way to
Yeah,
do this
you're gonna
without those
steal
stupid
those.
pliers. And so he's like, you really have to have the pliers. I was like, okay, I'm good. Thank you. And I walk away to kind of make him think I'm leaving. And then I wait for him to walk away. And I go back and I grab my clamps. And I pay for them. I get out of there. And I go by Harbor Freight. And I grab a pair of big ol' the pliers that are like, they're cutters, like flush cutters that come to a point like that, look like a beak
Oh,
almost.
yeah.
And because I know they can it has to fit into the clamp perfectly. So I go back. I do that whole process. I bruise my body trying to clamp down on these as hard as I can because I first I clamp down on them and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm a genius. And then I turn the water on and there's water everywhere. It did
Oh, no.
did not
Didn't
did not
seal.
clamp them down hard enough. there is now a water spewing all over my crawl space. So then I do the age-old hack where you take, in order to have like more leverage, you put like an open-ended wrench on the end of it and you clamp it down to basically extend the handles of these pliers.
Like a breaker bar.
Yes. And I press it against my shoulder, and I grab the other one and pull it against my shoulder as hard as I can to where I am basically in tears because it hurts so bad. But I'm just doing it until the water goes away. And I get it down enough to where it's all good. And there is now an awful bruise on my shoulder from that. This was a few months ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, there we go. I did it. Everything's all good. I go out there the next day. There has been a steady drip that has caused a pond of water in my crawl space. And I'm like, okay, I think that it's time that I use the special tool. I think there's a purpose for it. And thankfully, All Business Brad had one for me to borrow.
Hey,
he had just gotten the pack off Amazon for super cheap, which is what I should have done, because at this point it's taken long enough to where I could have just ordered it on Amazon. And I got it, and guess what? You only need one hand on them bad boys. They really know how leverage works, because I put that on there and went shoop, and it like clamped it down so much more than I thought it was even gonna clamp down. Works perfect. No more leak anymore.
Wow.
I'm curious now to know, like when you're doing copper pipe, do you like what's the system?
Yeah,
Copper
don't you, like,
piping,
melt it?
copper piping.
Like solder?
You can do that, but you also need like most people use an electric like crimping tool, because copper pipe, you're crimping the pipe, not a clamp on the pipe. Well, yeah, it is. It's like a fitting kind of thing.
Well, don't you have to like make one end wider?
A press
Yeah,
tool.
you can do that.
Or, like,
I searched copper pipe crimp on Lowe's, and this DeWalt press tool came up, and
$2,300.
it's $2,300.
Yeah,
That can't be real. That's
It
not even
is.
real life.
what's the
No, I'm gonna
benefit?
I'm gonna go ahead and
in
say
using
that's not
copper?
real life.
Because copper, I would think, would be way more expensive.
There's not a benefit. It's because my house was built in 1959.
yeah. Copper
don't
is
do it
mainly
anymore.
just
They didn't
how
have
they used to do
plastic.
it.
They didn't have PVC back
They
then.
didn't invent PEX. Probably
Yeah,
wasn't
they didn't
invented.
have PEX yet.
I mean, it's flexible plastic hose.
What?
They didn't have that.
What are you surprised about right
They
now?
didn't have that in
That's like being-
1957.
That's like being like, oh man, you guys didn't have
They didn't
TikTok
have a way to,
back then.
They didn't
It's
have
just
a way
video.
They didn't have a way to manufacture it.
Yeah, it hadn't figured it out yet. There's
Probably
probably
the
more
plastic
to it than,
probably wasn't what was confusing. It was the machines to make the plastic.
yeah, it just didn't exist.
That's
Because
just
like,
so
so that I've got,
surprising.
if I ever have plumbing issues, I've got copper pipe, and that's.
Oh, well,
just
you got to buy the $2,300 tool.
I guess I'm need a press tool.
press tool.
Does anybody
But-
need a kidney?
Anyway, that being said, that didn't fix my water.
Plumbing is.
Wait,
gosh,
what?
man.
It still tasted bad.
Oh, did you
Oh,
replace
but
the
you had to
filter?
do the filter thing.
So then I did some Googling, because at this point,
Oh, that's right. I forgot there is an ending. to
yeah.
the
Then I
story.
so it didn't fix the water. The water still tasted bad. Replaced the filter
But it was
again.
cold, though.
It was cold
It's
at
freaking
least,
cold
but
now.
cold bad.
The mountains are
water.
blue.
Nice.
We're getting
And
there.
so. And so I replaced the filter again, did the whole filter, like the filtering out the water thing again. It still tasted bad, very sad. I finally was like, whatever, and I drove down the street to Kroger, and I got a like 42 pack of water bottles
Like, this is my life
for
now.
like $1.80,
There you go.
and put them in the fridge. And I was like, gosh, I feel like such a failure right now. But you know, at least my wife has water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Provider.
Then I sat on the couch and I was like, you know what? I do this with cars. Why not do it with the fridge? And I hopped on there and I said, my LG fridge water tastes like poop. and read a bunch of forums. And my favorite part about forums is seeing the original question, reading hundreds of replies to it of things going on, but then scrolling all the way to the end and seeing the guy that originally posted the question post and say, hey, I fixed it. It ended up being this. Because most people are not kind and thoughtful enough to go back into the forum and say, I fixed it, here's the problem. But sometimes there are those people, and they make your life so much easier. This guy said, I almost didn't post this because it was so embarrassing, but I figured out the issue. He said, I replaced all the piping and stuff like that, basically did what I did. And he said that somebody said sometimes the filter is not set in all the way. He said, this is ridiculous because I had a professional come and install my fridge. So he's the one that put the filter in. And he said that he put the filter in all the way. Then I changed the filter, and I know I put the filter in all the way because it wouldn't twist anymore. He said, but then I just decided, you know what? I don't care if I break my fridge. I'm going to go in there and twist as hard as I can until something breaks, because he was just so fed up at this point. So he goes in there, grabs the filter, twists as hard as he can, feels like it's on the breaking point, like the plastic is about to shatter. and then it turns one other whole turn. It like pops and turns another whole turn. And then he said that it fixed it. It just wasn't tied in all the way because apparently you need the strength of a gorilla to put it in there. So I'm sorry for all you people that don't have the strength of a gorilla. Thankfully I do. So I went in the fridge and I twisted like my life depended on it. And I really trusted this guy because I thought the same thing. I'm going to break this fridge. Didn't tell my wife this, but I just twist as hard as I can. I'm red in the face. Doesn't take much effort for that to happen. And finally I hear a pop and it turns another turn. Wow. And now my water tastes good.
It's crazy.
And now it's all good.
Let me tell you where I'm at with the whole fridge water thing.
Yeah, tell me about the fridge water, Trev.
Because our fridge water is good. It's fine. It's, it is what it is. But the light the other day went from, there's like 3 lights on my fridge. The filter is fine. And then it goes to order. Yeah. And then it goes to replace. So which is kind of nice. It's like telling you, hey, you should order your new filter now.
Okay.
Yeah,
here's the problem.
What's the problem?
Went online.
Yep. Can't find it.
$55.
Okay. Hold on. Are you looking at the name brand one? Like
Probably.
the one for your fridge? No, dude. You got to go on Amazon and get
one.
And they have aftermarket ones.
Okay.
That have really good reviews.
Okay.
Guess what? We have an aftermarket one. Took a little bit to get twisted in,
Ooh.
but once I got it twisted in, that's not the filter.
Wait, is that the problem? That it's aftermarket?
Yeah, you were.
No, it's not. It's
okay.
people were saying that it was the same thing with this stock the
well,
because
what happened was I saw $55 and then I was like, so I'm basically not ordering that right now.
We got a pack of 4 for like $19, and it came with the air filters too. 4 air filters as well.
What?
And they had great reviews. Everybody was commenting and they were like, "I don't have cancer."
My wife was kind of like, "So what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like, and right now that's just kind of where it's hung in the air, and it's not really an issue. But as soon as that light changes from order to replace, I'm toast.
Yeah.
Like at that point,
you gotta get on that.
At that point, I'm gonna be the one headed to Chick-fil-A to get a large water.
Do it today.
I did read a lot of reviews. I did read a lot of reviews first.
Yeah.
To make sure they had good reviews.
So I got to figure out what my fridge takes. I have a Frigidaire.
Frigidaire.
Oh, Frigidaire.
Did you say Frigidaire or Frigid Air?
No, it's Frigidaire. It's like refrigerator. Frigidaire.
No, I know, but I've always just said Frigid Air.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Frigidaire.
Frigid Air.
I said, yeah, I pronounce it more as Frigid Air because like it's cold air.
Yeah. But it's not spelled like that.
No, it's not.
No, it's
I'm not saying anybody's doing
AIRE. It's like kind of fancy.
Ooh,
like
Frigidaire.
Yeah, it's fancy. But I looked up about that little filter and I looked at that price tag and I was like, I would sooner drink dirt.
You gotta hop on the Amazon, man.
Yeah,
at my parents' house.
I don't know why I didn't think about that. I guess I was just thinking it was maybe a really specific thing. But I am also listen. So
I'm listening. You have my full undivided attention.
Let me give you some words of encouragement, man.
Hit me.
The house I bought and moved into, it was an estate sale. The original owners had passed away. Their kids owned the house. They didn't do anything with it, so they sold it. And
does that mean you own the state of Virginia? I've never really understood how estate sales work.
Why would you sell that?
What?
Why would you sell that?
What do you mean? Why would you sell that?
Go rent it out.
They didn't want to manage. You gotta remember, these are like people in their 50s, like they've got their own kids, like they don't even live in the area, like they're just.
So what?
They wanted the money. Maybe they needed the money. You never know.
Maybe that's true.
There's 3 siblings.
And they would all have to agree to do it together.
Yeah, there's 3 siblings.
Wait, no, only one person can own.
No.
You can just give.
You can.
It's like, oh, I'm going to take 2/3 of the house.
They can have equal ownership of it.
Yeah.
And just
Really?
said, if money
especially if it's their parents.
If it's sold, you guys split 3 ways the profit. It's that simple. It's just math. So anyways,
it's like, why don't
I got to keep the washer and dryer.
2/3 of the house?
Can't do that.
You can buy out the other people's shares of the house, though.
Probably could, yeah.
Interesting.
So anyways, I got to keep the washer and dryer. I got to keep basically anything that wasn't taken by them because, like, what were they going to do with it? Got a sick toaster oven.
Oh, heck yeah.
The works. And the washer is, like, fairly new, but the dryer is really old. And I was just impressed that it even
because dryers don't really,
yeah,
they're very simple.
Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Stuff built back then, it lasts.
Okay.
So that's just, and I've experienced that to the fullest extent when it comes to washers and dryers.
Frick you,
in my
PEX
life.
piping.
What?
Frick you, PEX piping.
Dude.
Stupid plastic.
I've got so much copper piping. If I ever replace it, I'll just pay for the PEX with the copper sales.
You've got like the Statue of Liberty
Probably
down there.
can do that.
Yeah.
But
That's probably, you could probably turn a profit.
You can sell copper for a decent bit.
Yeah, I've
Just
got
deep-
copper
no,
pipe
You
running
just
all
have to
throughout
go
my
without
house.
water for a
Just
while.
deplumb your house. You won't have water for a
Take
month.
all the plums out of your house.
I bet you I could find a tradesman out there. I bet I could find a tradesman out there where I'm like, hey, if you replace my copper with PEX, I'll let you keep all the copper and you can sell it. And like, I bet there's a guy out there.
I don't think that he would make as much as if you just paid him to do it though. That's a big job to replace all the copper with
No, I'd
PEX.
pay him for labor.
Oh,
I'd pay
okay.
him for labor.
I don't think you'd turn a profit.
I'd just be curious to know like what the value is. Anyways, this dryer is really old, and I was really concerned right away of like I need to clear out the ducts, like make sure I don't set this house on fire I just got with the dryer fire. I'm always scared of that. And what's really making you scared is the lint trap. So like the trap that you remove from the dryer to clear the lint had a tear in it, and so I'm like, it's
like how big?
it was small, but like big enough that lint is small. It could get
Yeah.
through it, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
getting through it. And I'm like, it's
The
free
house
for
is
all.
ablaze.
It's an absolute free for all. So I was like, really like, oh man, because like you can't really repair it. I saw some people online who would like try to, but like it's like this meshing. It's just not going to be easy.
Yeah,
to repair.
Where does lint go?
What do you mean? Where does it go? It gets
Like
trapped,
after
and
the
if it
trap.
gets through
Trapped in that
there,
filter.
it vents out your house.
Oh,
You
But
have a
then it
duct-
would just clog up that. If it went through there, then it
can
would clog up your vent, which is really, really dangerous.
because
if
it's
it clogs up your
literally
vent,
fire
yeah.
starter.
because
Yes.
it's like
and
hot,
you have a
hot
heated
air.
element
Yes.
right next
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
it's
So that's
really
the whole
dangerous.
issue. So what I did is, well, first of all, I ended up replacing all of my duct anyways, just because I wanted it for peace of mind. But I went online and I was like, I just searched as close as I could on Amazon, and literally like I measured my lint trap and like looked at the dimensions of the one I was buying, and I was like, that looks kind of like a similar shape, even though
Yeah.
like my dryer is probably from the 80s.
Okay.
And it fit the one I bought.
Heck
it was
yeah.
like a little snug, but it fits and it's working. Like it's doing
Heck
its
yeah.
job.
Okay.
And I was like
'Cause
very
you don't want it
impressed
too
with that.
small.
So
Then you just got the lint.
I should have
going
carried
through.
that energy into my water filter. I don't know why I didn't think about
That's
that.
okay, man.
I'm
That's why we're
stupid.
friends.
I'm
That's why
so
we have
stupid.
friends, so you guys can tell me things and I can tell you things, and we can high five and all
Yeah.
those. And we can hug every
Occasionally.
once in a while if the moment calls for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad had their dryer like stopped drying, and so he was like trying to figure it out, and eventually figured it out because their vent was clogged.
Yeah. Yeah. It can
So
it can affect your
He went under his house.
oh my god.
And
dude.
because his is like a long vent pipe.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because
All
my
depends on
laundry
where your
room,
laundry room is.
my laundry room is like
Yeah.
right next to the wall.
Yeah.
That is the front of our house.
My-
Like
my
whenever you
vent-
drive into our driveway, if our dryer is going, you can
see it.
smell. You
Yeah,
can smell
smell
it
the,
because
like,
like
fabric
literally
softener.
the vent is right above our front door,
Yeah.
basically.
Mine
And
is the
so-
same way where like the total vent distance traveled is probably like 5 feet, and it's just going up to get out
Really?
the wall.
Yeah, I think
Is
my
that
total
the normal?
My total travel is like 6 inches.
just
It's like literally the width of the wall.
Some
'cause it's
people's
sitting on the wall.
literally back straight up to the wall that
Yes.
it exits. Like
That's-
it can be that simple.
And
but
mine
yeah.
is like, well, it's like it's perpendicular to the wall that exits.
Yeah.
So it's just the like the bendy pipe and then to it. But my dad's is like in the middle of his house, so it goes down, and then it's like, I mean, it's got to be at least 20, 30 feet
That's
before it goes out the house.
intense.
And so it stopped drying, and then somebody was like, he realized it's because the vent was clogged up, and he goes under there. So apparently, for years, it's been clogging up. It just finally got to where the pipe was completely filled with lint, so it wouldn't dry anymore. He said the entire pipe, the entire 20 to 30
Dude.
feet of pipe was filled up with lint from years of drying in it. And so he had to like push it all out
Wait, but how does that?
because the
does that-
filter must have been messed up, so it was getting past the filter.
Yeah, but how does that affect how hot the dryer is if it's just the exhaust?
Because think about in your car, if you shoved an apple in your muffler,
Yeah. What
then it would
happens?
overheat because the hot air
So
wouldn't
it-
have a way to escape.
Dude, that's crazy. You'll never
Yeah.
feel more blessed than when you look at that and be like, how is my house still here?
Yes,
They actually-
that's crazy.
So they sell the first thing I had gotten is they sell these drill attachments
Mm-hmm.
that are these very, very long cords with a brush on the end, and you can use those
Okay.
to clean them out. But if you have, well, first of all, mine was way too short to even like I bought it and then was like, why did I do this? It's such a short distance. But if you have soft piping, like the foil piping, it's not going to work super well. It's going to be really hard to maneuver it. It's really better for if you have the hard like aluminum piping, so that you have something to push against and you're not just poking a hole in foil.
Not just flexible on you.
Dude, that's crazy though. Like, that is scary.
Wow. I might have to investigate my parents.
I feel a lot better about my dryer fire situation.
You had a Build-A-Bear factory going on.
Their laundry room is like in the like main hallway.
Give it a check, man. The easiest thing to do is
like
go
a room on each side.
Find the exhaust and just kind of like, if you're able to lift up or peek in there, and if there's like lint sticking out of it or stuck in the cracks, one of the easiest things to be able to tell is if your lint like vent fan, like where the vent is, if like the door is in any way stuck closed, like it's gotten that clogged, that's never good.
You want
to check that out.
Check it out, man.
I just came up with a brilliant business idea.
Okay.
I will give you guys
the Lint Boys.
I'll give you guys part ownership.
I'm honestly in already.
Okay. We'll have to think of a name. Let's come up with a name after.
The Lint Boys?
No.
Well, Stanley Steamer has a monopoly.
Dude, I'm about to call up Stanley Steamer.
Stanley Steamer.
I'm about to call him up.
They do.
They're not too bad.
They do the ductwork stuff.
You know,
guys, you don't even understand.
They're not even
a
too
little
bad.
bit.
They're going to charge.
You have no idea what business idea.
They're only going to charge like
you.
$200 to clean my basement carpet. Go ahead.
You have no idea.
For all the carpet? Just the basement?
The basement carpet is like 600 square feet with the staircase. And it's cleaning, deodorizing it, and like blocking it, sealing it or something.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Connor.
My business idea is
I'm in.
Maybe the best idea of. I think I need to go straight to Shark Tank with this, but I will tell you guys first.
I am your shark.
Okay, it's a laundromat.
Okay.
So we need 2
it.
units. Okay, we can get Kratos. We'll get the 2 units of Kratos before Foundation gets it. Okay, so the 2 units side by side. You don't even know they're connected. Okay. Well,
it's like a Long John Silver's Taco Bell situation.
Nope. Not even close, Trevor.
Connected.
Not even close. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
It's like if you just had 2 stores that were next to each other. So just a shopping strip, and
So it's like a Long John Silver's and Taco Bell were just next to each other, but not connected.
Exactly, Trevor.
But that would never happen.
You have got it.
That would never happen, though.
It could.
No, it wouldn't.
I bet it's happened before.
Nope.
I bet
it's like this. It's like this. Go to any shopping center
and then look at it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
So you got Ben and Jerry's here, and then you've got
there's a Ben and Jerry's.
Hold on. I'm just giving you an example. You got Ben and Jerry's here, and you've got
what's the ice cream gonna do?
Jennifer's Antiques right here.
Oh, Jennifer.
That's the visual I'm giving you.
Okay.
But they're not Ben and Jerry's or Jenny's Antiques.
Okay. Sick.
I've shortened Jennifer's
Jennifer.
to Jenny's. No, I've shortened
get
it.
your stuff straight.
Only people who are regulars call it Jenny's. And so
I miss Jenny's.
one
Ice
is a
cream.
laundromat called.
But that's not Ben and Jerry's.
No,
Ben and Jerry's is ice cream
forget about
place.
Ben and Jerry's. I was just giving you
where's the Ben and Jerry's
I was giving
in
the
this?
geographical layout.
Okay.
Okay.
No Ben and
so
Jerry's.
this
No
is
Oh, so there's no ice cream.
We're not getting
no ice cream,
Or antique shop.
no antique shop,
Dang it.
just 2 stores. Okay, here's the idea. You got your laundromat right here, and then you've got right here. You've got a. Let's figure out a better name. Not better, but different name than Build-A-Bear. Not yet. I want your attention right now. So, but it's a Build-A-Bear type shop where you take the epidermis of a stuffed animal.
You're just pumping the
And so you just have no lint filters in your dryers in the laundry
pumping it
mat.
straight in.
It's all
Hey.
pumped in. So the kids go in
gosh.
and they stick the butthole of the stuffed
my
animal.
belly button lint's going straight in there.
Yeah, and they just stick the stuffed animal right up to the tube and fill it up with lint. And it's
Come
just
on.
like, yeah. I mean, is that a genius idea or what?
Man, let's do that.
That's amazing. You're so amazing.
Now we need to come up with a name for the Build-A-Bear.
until you're cut like things slow down at the laundromat and you don't have any stuffing for your bear.
Well, yeah.
Linta-Bear.
You got to keep that lint build
Linta-Bear.
up. Linta-Bear. Very good.
What about Lentil Friends?
Yeah, I like that. I was saying you should have
Lentil? Like beans?
you should have
Lentil.
a laundromat or like a dry cleaning service right next to like a paint party store where like they do it, they like anywhere, or just some kind of business where you know people are gonna wear something nice and get something on it, and then put the dry cleaning business next door.
Great idea.
Great
Except
idea.
for you don't typically go straight to the dry cleaning business.
Wait,
Just
Take
what
off
do you
all
have?
your clothes.
You don't have anything to wear.
You have changes of clothes.
Oh, okay.
Emergency dry cleaning.
Oh,
Yeah.
like in the hospitals. Like
And
they
the
just give
changes
you
of
the scrub
clothes, and
things.
on the changes of clothes, you can put Nadine Blakely on it, free, and do advertisement, and get people pay you for
Oh.
advertisement. So they're wearing their free while they're sitting outside the
Honestly,
laundry. You don't have any inside seating.
Real talk,
They have
though.
to sit outside, and they're wearing their which is
like a hospital gown.
Runkin Pratt
and
Third Wave and all
Bling.
these different businesses on
Foundation
your shirt
Disc
while
Golf.
you're waiting for your wine stained shirt to get fixed.
That's right. Here, honestly though,
great.
Connor, your idea of like using the byproduct of that one business, literally pumping it next door, that is the wheels are turning right
It's
now.
like pet stores and Chinese stores and Chinese restaurants.
Can't say that.
The best Chinese restaurants always have a pet store right next to it.
Yeah. What's another business that you could? What's another business that you could like do that? Like literally directly, it's like a conveyor belt, and one of them is like benefiting off of almost the byproduct of another.
A plate factory and a restaurant.
No, but that's not the byproduct. Like in the laundromat scenario, like
need
that
a-
was something you did not want.
Yeah.
It was a byproduct.
Something that gives off.
Like that's what made it genius. You know, we gotta
Yeah.
we gotta find
Yeah,
that
yeah,
lint,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
lint teddy bear idea. I know it's out there.
Okay.
So what's like another one?
I'm trying to think.
This is tough.
It is tough.
That was like the kind of the idea.
Yeah, like what's
I can't think of a better idea.
I hate this.
Yeah, I hate not having good ideas.
There's got to be some out there.
Like
That
like
was it.
one company
Okay.
like sells gum and people chew the gum and they throw away their gum wrappers, and the other company is a gum wrapper seller. Like they wholesale gum wrappers.
Oh my gosh.
Dang it, Connor. You're a one-hit wonder, man.
I am. I hit once and they're like, I wonder where he is.
That's right.
Well, the lint, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
Well, lint's an interesting thing. I feel like lint compresses a lot. You need a lot of lint to stuff a bear. How much lint would you need?
It's
to
like
stuff?
cotton.
Huh?
Well, I
It's like
mean,
cotton. Well, lint basically is cotton.
But if you take lint and you like squish it in your hand, it gets really small, and I don't know that it retracts. I think it just kind of like condenses.
yeah, it's kind of like a My Pillow stuffed animal.
It's almost like
My
a little,
animal.
It's
a little
memory
bit
foam.
yeah.
Maybe that's how they make memory foam.
That's how they make memory from
it's
lint.
Lint.
Somebody out there is making profit off of lint.
Yeah, I really think we should be.
That's like those companies that install solar. We should just install lint.
You guys want to go in on
captures.
business with me?
Yeah.
What?
Listen, there are too many people out there making money on Etsy by making templates.
Of
Guys are-
what? Just like templates in general?
Let me give you an example.
Please.
I want to print out and frame my wife and I's wedding vows. Okay. I go to Etsy. I look for a wedding vow template, and somebody has just gone into Canva or Photoshop and they have made a nice font and a nice format, and they're selling you that template. It's cheap. You're only
Yeah.
gonna pay maybe $5, but then all you're gonna have to do is plug in your name and the writing, and it's gonna look like how it looked.
Yeah.
And so there's no cost to make these things, obviously just your brain time. You can spit them out so easily, and then you sell them on Etsy. And there's no inventory. It's a link that they're buying.
Yeah.
You guys in?
Sure.
What are we making? What are our templates?
That's the hard part. Is like there's so many things. What do you make?
Cards, personalized
Cards
cards.
would be a big one. Yeah. Stuff that people want.
Happy birthday, Sandra.
Yeah. Stuff that yeah. Happy birthday template. A big
Then
one
how
though.
do you make it? No, how
a
do you
big-
change that template?
A big
now?
thing
They get
is
they get you
the
give
font
them
and
the
the
template.
format. So like
But
let's
like,
say
what template?
here's one you would do. Here's
Like,
what,
how do you change the template?
it's usually a soft. I think
It's
when
like
I
a
did it, it
P-
was like
like
a
a-
web software.
Or like a
Because now you're just sending them the Canva file.
No,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
big
no.
whoop.
The way it worked with the one I got was it opened up a web software that was free. So like anybody who had a computer who
Can
was obviously on
change
Etsy
it
could
and
change
download
it.
it.
No, but like a good idea would be like we make a really awesome birthday party invitation card for like a baby or a toddler.
Okay.
And then it's super cute, but then it's just like you could format it. You can put
But
your
are
insert your
people
kid's name.
printing that out?
Yeah, I did the wedding.
You
vow thing.
print out.
Yeah. Hey, just to be clear, people do that for almost everybody does it for their wedding invites, for their
People print that out like on their own printer.
No, you can
get it printed at
you
CVS
can get it printed
or at
wherever.
FedEx or wherever.
because you can download the file.
I'm just picturing my 5-year-old self getting a birthday card on a 8.5 by
No.
11
Yeah.
More
piece of paper that says "Happy Birthday."
no, you
You
get
them
get printed at FedEx,
printed, yeah.
or wherever
It's just too easy.
wherever
guys.
your printing needs take place.
templates, man.
Paper people, paper person.
I just think that's fascinating that people are out there doing that,
Yeah, that is
especially with all
And it's basically free.
That's fun.
It costs a little bit of time.
it costs some time. And
I tried to convince Gabby to do that because she, whenever we would do
It's like
our
graphic design, right?
yeah, when we did our invites, she would just make them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, you should just put these on Etsy, and then that was as far as the conversation
so,
went.
and here's the thing about setting up an Etsy store: it's really easy.
Here's the thing that bothers me about Etsy. You want to hear what bothers me about
What
Etsy?
I
bothers
love
you?
Etsy, so be careful.
No, I think Etsy's a fantastic place. People can put their handmade goods on a
I spent so
large
much money on
internet
Etsy in my
marketplace.
lifetime.
I
You
love
guys wanna
that.
know?
Really?
What bothers me is that now like 80% of the stuff on Etsy is 3D printed, and I'm tired of 3D printed stuff, guys.
Most of the stuff I see on Etsy that
I'm tired of 3D printed stuff.
I don't see the 3D printed stuff. I do see a lot of just the people
And
just
I'm
screen
basing that
printing
completely off of a
t-shirts.
YouTube video I saw where they said this is all 3D printed stuff. And I haven't actually been on Etsy and looked
Well,
at
I mean, there's
3D
a
printed
lot of
stuff.
people that aren't selling 3D printed stuff.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of
So-
3D printed stuff.
Oh my
That's-
gosh, that's
yeah,
so
you're
funny.
right.
That trophy,
Like cup holder inserts.
that trophy we got you, is from Etsy.
funny.
So if I go back to my first Etsy order here, I'll tell you how much I've spent.
Yeah, what are you?
I'll give
what
you
are
guys an-
buying off Etsy?
I've never bought anything off Etsy, but
Before
Gabby
we
has gotten
start,
templates.
do you think it's going to be? I've been doing Etsy for years. A lot of the things I got from Etsy, just to give you an idea, is like gifts for my wife,
Yeah.
slash girlfriend,
Okay.
slash whatever. So I'd say under $500 last
Under.
few years.
Surely under.
I bet it's not.
If you spend
Wow.
over $500,
Isn't when I say last few
think you
years, I'm
have?
talking like 5 years.
That's just. I mean, I'm not. I don't think
Yeah.
less of you. I just would have never guessed.
Because I
Yeah.
bought a lot of jewelry on Etsy.
Ah,
Oh.
there she is.
So I've spent.
is that where you got the wedding ring?
It's way over 500.
You get the wedding ring off Etsy?
Not the
Etsy.
engagement ring, no. Yeah, I've spent.
That's a little scary.
I don't remember getting that. I spent closer to $700.
What's
But-
the most expensive
But
thing?
that is because 1, 2, 3 items, or 3 or 4 items on there are most of that, and those were like anniversary gifts, like jewelry.
Yeah.
Because you can buy like you can buy like
Is it
real
like handmade
Yeah, you
stuff,
can buy
or
like
is it-
real gold jewelry or real diamonds or real whatever that people legitimately are making. So that's just genuinely like for Christmas and birthday and anniversary. That's where I did like the reason that number is so high is because that's where I did most of my gift getting. I would just go on Etsy and find stuff. I love it because it's very personable stuff.
Yeah.
Because everybody on Etsy, the whole game is like, we're going to take this item and print your name on it or your anniversary or whatever. And that was the whole game for me.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's
I haven't
awesome.
done it in a while though.
I've never bought anything off of there. I'm
a
not
great
opposed
time.
to it though.
Great.
I've
sounds
always
great.
been a big like because I always enjoyed making things like growing up, and so almost anytime someone had like someone I knew had a birthday, I would always put so much pressure on myself to make them something. And so like even like last year for my dad's 50th birthday, I like got a skateboard deck and painted it and painted the logo of his skate shop that he used to own on there.
That was my idea.
And
I think it came from the banter.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Konner, you're not a guy for Etsy.
Huh?
You're not a guy for Etsy.
I'm talking about.
Well, I just liked him.
Because
no.
you like to actually make the thing.
No, Etsy is like semi-homemade where you can give a gift that has it's more
Because it's still your
it's like-
idea.
It's more intentional and more creative than just going to the
Yeah.
store, but it's not you having to
Well,
make
no,
it
just to be
yourself.
clear, the reason,
Right.
and also a big reason why growing up I did it was because I didn't have any money to buy anything.
Yeah, no,
anyone
100%.
anything. So I would make
I
it
feel the same way.
instead. And so Gabby also has a lot of gifts that I've made her over time. Most of
Yeah.
them have never touched her skin because, like, I made her one time. I saw this cool thing where you can use antique spoons to make a really pretty, like, elegant bracelet. And so I did. I went to an antique store, got some antique silver spoons, and like bent and grinded and drilled and used chains and all these different things to make this really pretty, elegant bracelet. Looked like the queen would wear it. And I don't know why. I've never seen Gabby wear anything that looks like a queen would wear it. So I don't know why I thought she would like that. And she never once put it on. Not even once.
Not even when you gave it to her?
No, not even whenever I gave
What?
it was made out of spoons.
Was it cool?
Wait,
Yeah, it's cool, but like
could you tell it was made out of spoons?
I don't know.
I'd like to
but
see a picture of
But
this.
I am smart enough to know that probably wasn't the best gift. But she appreciated that I made it, though. That's the great thing about making gifts for people.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they hate it, they at least feel somewhat loved
you
because you
put
went
time
through
and
the
effort
effort
into
to
it.
make something.
I will say now that I'm kind of getting into the woodworking thing, I'm one wood burning kit away from having just endless gifts. As soon as I get a wood burning kit, I'm gonna make you a box and put your name on it, and you're gonna love it.
That's the one thing is I've watched from
Two dovetails later, you're in paradise.
from watching woodworking videos. I see a lot of I watched a ton of videos that were like 5 like easy Christmas gifts like to make for people, and I watched them like I'm not gonna just like give somebody a box, like that's just lame.
But
Or like a wine bottle stand. I'm like, that still feels lame. Like I want to make something cool.
no, dude, a box is sick.
The problem is that like I want to make something cool, so it means like I'm never gonna make anything because I don't have enough time.
You
to
can make something cool to put in the box.
You
that
have to-
made.
No,
The
I'm
key
making
is-
freaking charcuterie
You don't-
boards because they look
Yeah.
easy as crap to make. You just jigsaw the frick out of that thing and sand the frick out of that thing and then finish the frick out of that thing. And then you hand that
Tell
thing
me,
over
tell
to
me,
them
tell
and you're
me.
like, look, I got this cool thing for you to put your sliced meats and cheeses on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and
make charcuterie
then go a
boards.
step
That's a good
further,
idea.
burn their name into it. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Wood
And
burning
then
is too easy.
the problem is that you have to
The
have a place that
Kennedys?
you go buy solid woods from. And I don't know where to go.
I'm gonna try to go to 84 Lumber. I'm gonna investigate it.
Do it. Yeah, investigate
To
it.
see if I can just get.
I just wish
I'm
we had a
gonna be
wood
like, hey,
crafter.
do you guys have like scrap, like hardwoods? Like, is there like scrap woods I could buy?
I look on Facebook Marketplace, and there's some places where
maybe.
you can get like some
You got
people
some
who are
nerve,
like,
some
"Hey, come
cherry
get
from
some
Maple."
short boards." I'm like, "Okay."
No,
one
the
day
thing
I
about
will.
the boxes though is you can't just hand somebody a box, but you say like, this is a recipe box or this is a jewelry box. You give it a meaning.
Yeah.
Give it a purpose.
Give it a
Yeah.
purpose, man. I love the idea of just building a box, man. I love the idea of building anything. Because that's where I'm at yet, that I haven't built anything. So
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just
you
like,
got to get your feet wet.
I'm really itching.
I'll scratch you.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe I'll build it this weekend. I
Maybe,
might have time
man.
This weekend.
Dovetail? A little dovetail jig?
Don't have one of those.
Router?
Don't have one of those.
That's
So
why
I do have a
love-
dovetail bit on my router. Is that what that does?
I thought of
It
an
makes
idea.
dovetails.
I thought of
But there's a jig that you can purchase at like Lowe's, and you just run your router through it, and it'll make perfect dovetails.
guys. I thought of an idea
Interesting.
yesterday. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, well, not I'm trying to, but I had dinner with my the worship directors at my church last Thursday, and we talked about music for a really long time, and like we have very similar tastes in like the music I listened to whenever I was in high school, because that was like whenever they were just like regular adults because they're older than me, so we talked about like all the old folk Americana music I used to listen to, and it made me kind of like miss liking music because I only listen to podcasts now. And so I watched a ton of NPR Tiny Desk concerts the other day with my wife because I used to watch those all the time in high school. And so we watched a bunch of other ones that have come out recently. And that was fun. And then it meant that my YouTube started recommending me different things. And I found this one guy who's this, I showed you guys yesterday. He's this really cool, like, I don't know if he's Scottish or what, but he had these really cool videos where he was out in nature and doing music. And it like gave me hope again, because I said that I would never, I probably wouldn't start a music channel where I just like did covers, because I don't think that stuff is like popular on YouTube anymore. But like watching the videos of this guy and then seeing other things and like stuff that's come out in the past few years or like this year or like a few months ago, like, oh, people are still doing it. Because I used to watch all the time in high school, and so I would make those videos in high school.
Some people got famous back in the day.
Yeah, but like now I just haven't seen them. I haven't seen people do that. Well, now that YouTube's recommending them to me, I see it is still happening.
Yeah.
So I thought
So
of this
are you gonna
idea.
do it?
No, I want to, but I thought of this idea of I just want like B-roll going on like while I'm playing this song, and so I want to be doing either like some cover or something like that, just with me and my acoustic sitting on like a stool.
Mm-hmm.
But I want during the whole thing, it be like cutting from me like singing the song, cutting over to me making the stool I'm sitting on.
That would be sick.
That would be really cool, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm gonna have so many stools if that's the point of the channel.
No, good idea though.
But then like it could also be like one day it could be like me just like sitting on the back of my car doing a cover, and there's B-roll of me working on my car, like fixing my car. Because like it's just like now it wouldn't. You have to think about. It's easy to think about it as like a weird like dad video where like it's not cool, but like I'm obviously would do it in like an artistic way, because there's like those travel videos where people have like playing music while there's B-roll of them doing travel and like walking on cliffs and stuff like that.
Cool idea.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I think it sounds like fun.
I'd like a Konner stool. I'd like your stool.
You can give me a couple hours.
Dude, I need lunch.
Yeah, dude.
You guys ready to roll this thing?
Yeah, man.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Let's dull the rice.
Thank you to whoever made
The rice is a little too
This
sharp.
is
Let's
a
dull the
game.
rice.
So far, I am like pretty much dominating this thing. Like I get rolled
Yeah,
every
he probably
single
put
week.
a weight in there. or
Since
something.
we've had the die, I don't think I have not gotten.
He should have put a Rick face on it.
All right,
That way you get Rick rolled. Why are you hiding? Oh, you're backboarding.
little backdrop. Oh, it didn't work.
I
man.
knocked over the box as well. Oh,
Oh, it's
Hunter.
Hunter.
Big Hunt.
Okay, Hunt's back.
Hunt's back.
Okay.
Oh, it's
You.
me.
Hunter
Big
and
Hunt.
Silas.
Cy. Big Con.
That's fun. Okay, wow. Not on next week. Kind of makes me sad. All right.